Welcome to another happy hour hangout. I've got a bunch of friends in here. I'm so excited to be joining with you all on this Wednesday, either afternoon, evening, whatever time it is. And I am just so excited that you can join me today. Oh, thank you. So got the confirmation, audio and video look good. Thank you, Ruel. I appreciate that. Hello to Jaybird, hello to Panda, and Yakmanda is here. Hello to all of you. I am so excited to be playing the game. I've been surfing the Twitch today. It seems more like my own TV now. I don't know if it is for you all too, but I like channel surfing on Twitch. Oh, Gusternaut is here too. Hello, Gusternaut. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been just kind of channel surfing and just seeing everybody and popping in and lurking and chatting with you all. So it's been really, really great. So thanks everybody for joining me today. I'm going to be playing Herbaceous. It's a game that's been out for quite a while, but I like it because it is a fun little set collection game. It's super quick. It's really easy to play with a few friends or people that aren't really into gaming, but just the beautiful artwork and things is really, really appealing to me. So I am so glad that I can be able to teach this with you. I'm going to be doing both a two-player game and also a solo mode because I know some of you all are interested in the solos. Let's see, Ruel says he's been surfing and lurking, love board game Twitch. Yes, our community is awesome. Herbaceous is excellent. I borrowed Panda Angel's copy for a while, then finally scored my own copy recently. Yes, it is quite a fun game. And I'm really excited because one of our Twitch friends on here and good gamer overall in general is Anna Maria Jackson Phelps, and she has been fortunate enough to join on with Pencil First Games and their community. And so she's been doing some really cool stuff on social media, and she posted about the upcoming Kickstarter for next spring called Floriferous. So if you all like the artwork in this game for Herbaceous, just wait until you see Floriferous. It's going to be so beautiful. I can't wait to see how it plays as well. But let me get down to it. Like I said, I'm going to be playing both a two-player game with you all in the chat, so have fun. And also the solo mode, so you can kind of see the different variations. So I'm going to pop down to my table view. So let me know in the chat if everything is pretty clear. I tried to do it as best as possible here. So let me know how it views. It might be a little dark on this side. If so, I can turn up the brightness just a tad here. It kind of looks a little dark on my end, but let me see how it's looking. Let's see, we could do a little bit shades here. How is that, folks? That might look a little bit better on this side. And I apologize for the ring light and the numbers on the cards for each of the containers that you're using are a little small, but I will show you as I'm explaining the game what to do. So in Herbaceous, what you're doing is you're collecting sets of herbs to plant in your 4 different types of containers. So as you see up here, we've got 4 containers for each player. This game plays up to 4 people, 1 to 4. So each player will have their own set of containers in front of them, and then they would get a token to indicate their private garden. What you're going to be doing in this game is you're going to be drawing cards from the deck and determining whether or not you want to place it into your private garden or place it in the center in the community garden. Now, for the community garden, these herbs can be used by any player to plant into one of their 4 containers, but the herbs in your private garden are only reserved for you. So this is kind of an interesting mechanic to be aware of as you're drawing cards to decide which cards you want to play into your private garden versus your community garden. Okay, now each container has their own set of requirements. So for example, on this first one here, the big blue container, they want all of the types of that are the same type of herb. Now, I know this is in the card sleeve, so you know what? I'm probably going to take these pots, these container pots out of the card sleeve so we have less glare. But, oh gosh, that's even worse. Come on, focus, little camera. Focus, focus. Nope, nope. Maybe if I get closer. Nope. Yeah, the numbers are really small. I apologize, friends. Okay, I'm going to just explain down here so you can see, but I will take out the card sleeves so we have a little bit less glare. Gotta love having a ring light that throws off the white balance, but it's okay. I've played this game so many times that I had to get them sleeved because they just got a little gnarly from all the hands touching them and things. So give me just a sec and then I will keep explaining what all the cards, all the containers do. So talk amongst yourselves. How is your Wednesday? I know it's happy hour for some of us on the Pacific side of the planet in Pacific time zone. Currently, I am just hydrating with water. I had enough caffeine today that I'm just going for the water to balance out all of that. So, all right. So this first container, the blue one here, wants all the herbs of the same kind. So you want all the same kind of herb to plant into this container here, the blue one. For every plant herb card that you place into this container, you will get a certain number of points. The maximum number of cards you can put into this container is 7, so 7 of a kind, and that will give you 22 points. Then we have this container, the wooden boxes, and they want all different. So hence the symbol here wants all different types of herbs. And for those, every card that you get, starting with at least 2 cards in this container size, gives you a certain number of points. Maximum cards you can put into this container is also 7, and it will give you 14 points. Next, we have the little yellow pots, and they want pairs of herbs. So pairs together, 2 of a kind in pairs here, and starting with 2 cards minimum to plant into this container with a maximum of 12 cards. So that would be 6 pairs. And if you get 6 pairs, that is 18 points. And then finally, we have the glass jar. The glass jar is special in that only certain types of herbs with the special herbs, as they are called, can be planted into this container along with regular herbs. But the maximum number of cards that can be placed in this container is 3. So if you manage to place 3 cards in this container, you will get 6 points. Now, these special herbs have little bonuses on them. So, for example, here we have thyme. Thyme has a bonus of 3 points. Thyme, this herb card, can only be planted in the glass jar. However, you don't have to wait until you get 3 cards to plant into the glass jar. You can just wait and plant 1 or 2 or 3, but you won't get any of the special bonuses unless you plant them into this container. These special herbs with the bonus number are the only herbs that can be planted into this jar. They cannot be placed in any of the other containers. However, the other herbs that don't have a bonus condition can be placed in the jar with the special herbs. So there's no restriction on the regular herbs. They can be placed in any of the 4 containers. However, the special herbs that have the bonus points must be only planted into the glass jars. Now, there are cards in the deck that have range from 1 bonus point to 3 bonus points. And if you manage to get 1, 2, and 3, so the bonus cards with 1, 2, and 3 in them, you get the herb biscuit, which is an additional 5 bonus points at the end of the game. The first player to do that, to plant the 3 cards with the 1, 2, and 3 into their glass jar, will receive this herb biscuit. Seems simple enough, right, friends? Well, the kicker on this as well, as I shuffle these up, is for the number of players that you're playing with determines how many cards you are playing in the draw pile. So because we are going to play a 2-player game here to show you for the chat, I am going to remove 24 cards from the game, and they will go back into the box. So from this stack of cards, friends, I am going to take out 24 cards so that we have less to play with. So there might not be any bonus cards, any special herbs, I should say, with the bonuses on there in this deck. You never know. So I'm going to take out 24 here. All right, and then I'll continue to explain the rules. Okay, these are all face down. They are going back in the box. I have no idea what cards they are. So now our deck is smaller, and the deck is also our timer for when the game ends. So there are several conditions that can end a game. The one major one is when the deck runs out and no one can place any more into their pots, or when someone fills all of their containers, play goes around until everyone else stops. So we are going to, on a turn, what's going to happen is the starter player will draw a card from the top of the deck. They will look at it and determine whether or not they want to place it into their private garden or into the center, into the community garden. Now, there is another option for planting herbs into a container before you draw cards, but in the first round, since there are no cards out on the table, each player must draw 2 cards one at a time and determine what garden they want to place it in. But for every future turn, they will then have the option first of either choosing to plant into a container and then drawing cards, or just drawing cards. Now on a turn, you can only plant into 1 container per turn. So it is 1 planting phase and then 1 drawing phase. So turns will keep going around and around until, like I said, the deck runs out, and then play keeps going when people can still continue to plant herbs into their containers. And then you will count up the points. So it says for the first player condition, I believe it is, I wonder if there is a first player condition. I guess not. Usually there is kind of a fun little thing, like if someone has planted recently, the first person to plant a plant goes first, but I guess there is not. So, okay, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. Otherwise, I am going to start first so you all can see how this works. So since there are no herbs on the table, I am going to just draw a card. That's a good point. Gus or Not is asking if somebody has an Uncle Herb or an Uncle Herb, they can go first. I do not have an Uncle Herb, but I will just choose to go first because it's my stream and I do what I want. All right. Oh, okay, friends. So you did see me take cards out of the deck. Yeah, is it herb or herb? Yeah, without the H. So the first card I drew was a mint, and it has a bonus here on the 1. So my thought is I don't want to keep it in the center because I don't want y'all to have this into your plants. So I am going to take it and place it here into my private garden. Just kind of slide it down here. And then the second card I draw is a lavender. And now that one definitely stays into the community garden space because it is for the community. It is up for grabs for any of us. So there we go. And that concludes my turn. So now, chat, you have this first card, which is dill. So you have the option of either keeping it into your private garden or placing it into the community garden. Now, usually when I've played this before, I usually allow the first card to go into the community garden, unless it's a bonus card like this one. That just so happened to be it. But it's kind of an interesting strategy. And if you want to kind of meta game the game, there are 7 different types of herbs in the deck. However, there are 24 cards that got taken out. And then there are 3 of the special herbs, 3 of each. But again, there were cards that were taken out. So just keep that in mind. There are 7 unique herbs in there, plus 3 special herbs. So if you all want to decide whether or not you want to keep the dill into your private garden or move it into the community garden. I'll slide it over here so we can kind of see. This is our community garden. What say y'all, chat? Would you like to keep the dill or would you like to ditch it? And when you do, I did not mention this, and this is something that you're probably thinking, when you do go to pot some herbs into a container, you can use some of the herbs from the community garden as well as some of the herbs from your private garden. So even if you discard this card to go into the community garden, it's not a bad thing because they are still available to you. So, okay, voting for community. Oh, we've got some things. So Gus or Not wants to put it in the community, but Yakmanda enjoys dill, so they would like to have it in the private garden. But that's not based on any strategy. Okay, let's put it off into the community for now, and then see what y'all get. Oh, look, you got another dill anyway. So this one's gonna go into your private garden there. And that concludes your turn. So, all right, here we go. Win-win. Oh, look, it's another dill. Ah, I think I'm going to put it over here again into the community garden. And then mine, oh, it's a lavender. All right, so I've got lavender now into my own garden. Holy dill, Batman, that is true. So we've got a lot of dill out on the table and some lavender. However, there's only 1 lavender and 2 dill cards on the table for the community. So now, chat, you have the option. You can decide to pot some herbs if you choose to now because there are cards out on the table, or you can choose to draw cards. So you can take the 2 dill here and the 1 dill that you have and place it into your blue pot, which would be 3 of a kind, or you can wait and see what comes up on the draw. Take the dill. Okay, Yakmanda's voting for taking the dill. So if you're planning that one, it will be 3. Jaybird agrees. Taking the deal? All right. So here we go. We've got 2 cards from the community garden, plus the 1 card that y'all have, which is 3. I'm going to take this here, put it like this, and then flip it over so you all know that you have planted into this pot. And if I did not mention before, you can no longer plant. Once a container has herbs in it, it can no longer be added to it. So in that sense, that might have changed your strategy a bit. If you want to, we can definitely reverse. It's not a big deal. If you want to, we can switch that back, but once a plant has, or once a container has herbs in it, it cannot be added to it. So, not a big deal. Okay, but it's all right because now you have 1 out of the 4 completed. So you did option 1 now of your turn, so you have option 2. So here we go. Your first card is a tarragon. Would you like to keep that tarragon into the center here, or would you like to add it to your private garden? Again, there are 7 different types of herbs. Not all of them are in the deck per se, but at least some of them are. So would you like to place it into the private garden or into the community garden? This tarragon is such a cool looking card. All of these cards are really cool, actually. So, and you have 1 more card to draw after this. So if you decide to place it into your private garden, then the secondary card will be placed in the community garden by default. Yeah, Yakmanda made the dill decision. If anyone else wants to decide, or, you know, maybe we're just playing just you and I, Yakmanda, it's totally fine. But yes, this is a community effort. So chat, whether or not you would like to play this into the community garden or into the private garden, it is up to y'all. Like I said, usually what I do is I take my chance, toss it in the community garden right off the bat, and then go at the whim of what you pull. Gus or Not says, vote community again. Try to see if we score some special herbs. All right, so here we go. We're going to toss it over here into the community garden. And the second card y'all get, oh, is some lavender. Not bad. Not bad. But now you can see there are currently two lavenders that y'all can grab. So that's the start of a pair. But I also have a start of a pair too, because I also have some lavender. Waiting for the special. Yes, the special. Okie doke, friends. We have got, my first draw is some sage. Sage is kind of cool looking. But I'm tossing it. I'm going to toss it, friends. Toss that sage over here. It looks like the sage I had in my own backyard. Let's see what's going on in this one. Oh, I swear, friends, I did shuffle these, but I got time. I got time. So I am 2/3 of the way to that herby biscuit. I swear, there is no magic up my sleeves here. It's just the whim of the cards. So there we go. All right, that concludes my turn. So now again, oh, and I didn't mention, I just drew cards. So I decided not to plant anything this time. If you could figure that out, I'm sure you all did. I'm sure you all figured out by me just drawing cards. Thanks, Ruel. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yes, I decided not to plant anything on this turn and just drew cards. And it ended up working out in my favor. So here we go. All right, chat, now you have the option. Currently, what your options are is you can grab a pair, that's just 1 pair, and you can pop it into your yellow containers here. Or there are 4 distinct herbs in here, 4 out of the 7, which you can plant in here. And having 4 different kinds currently would give you 6 points. There are nothing here yet for The specials, nothing for those. No potting, Ruel says. Let's press our luck. All right. Ruel has made it clear. So here you go, chat. Rosemary. Rosemary is very nice here. We've got Rosemary next. You see this kind of have this nice, pretty rosemary. It smells so lovely. I wish some of these were scented, but then I kind of wish they weren't because there's quite a lot of potent herbs in this deck. So it might be a little sensory overload. Okay. Ooh, this one seems like a keeper. So I'm seeing, yeah, I'm hearing that y'all want to save this to keep into your private garden. So I will do that for you all. So you've got some lavender and some rosemary now. And let's see what this secondary card goes for the community. The community is getting some bay leaves. That's not too bad. All right. So we've got 1 sage, 1 bay, 1 tarragon, 1 lavender in the community garden, friends. Okay. We've got quite the spread here. So now I have a decision to make. Do I press my luck and see if I can get a 2 so I can plant in my glass jar next turn? Or do I currently take something? Do I currently just plant these 3 into my glass jar and have the 3 points in my glass jar, or my 3 cards in my glass jar rather, plus the additional 4 bonus points? Hello, Daryl. Good to see you on here. We are playing a 2-player game of Herbaceous right now with you all in the chat, and I'm currently deciding whether or not I want to plant things or press my luck. You know, I think I'm going to start pressing my luck because there's just something in me that says there is a 2 somewhere in here. There's got to be a 2. Oh, great. You just won a copy of Herbaceous. Have you played it, Daryl? If not, I hope this is really helpful for you. If you have, then please post your comments on whether or not you've enjoyed it. So, okay, first draw is a sage. Ooh. Now I have a choice, friends, because if I place this into the community garden, that means I'm giving y'all a chance for a pair. And since y'all also have a lavender, you will have 2 pairs. How do I want to play this? How do I want to play this? But if I place it, oh, this is a tough choice, because if I place it in my private garden, then automatically the secondary card will go here into the community garden. Oh, jeepers, friends. Jeepers. Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to press my luck. I'm going to give y'all the secondary sage. The secondary sage, and see what happens for my private garden. Yes, good. It's such a great game solo too, Ruel. And I'm going to play this solo after this 2-player game version, friends. So I just wanted to show you both sides of this game. And what do I get? Oh, I get some tarragon. Okay, that is not terrible. Tarragon is not terrible. So then I also will have 2-pair possibility, or 3-pair if I decide to take that one. Okay, so that concludes my turn. So now chat, let's see, we've got potting. Okay, Ruel has made it known, friends, you all want to pot, but let's see. All right. Still on work, back to lurk. Okay, Daryl, good to see you on here. I hope you pop back shortly for when the solo mode happens. Pot it up, Akmanda says. Okay, So I am thinking y'all want to do the 2 pairs, or friends, there are four difference here in the community garden, plus a 5th one with your rosemary. So you will have 5 unique herbs in here, which will give you 8 points instead of the 6 points. For the pairs, so you will have, if you decide to do the pairs instead, you will have 1 pair with the sage, 2 pairs with the lavender, and 2 pairs will also give you 8 points. So, all right, 5 uniques. You all are saying okie doke. So now the next question I'm going to ask y'all, do you want to use your lavender in your private garden, or do you want to use the lavender from the community garden? Because if you decide to use the lavender from your community garden, that takes away me having the possibility of potting it in any container that I have. So would you like to use the lavender from the community or from the private? From the community, Jaybird says. All right, it has been clear. So I'm going to take out this 1 sage left. Y'all have got 4 here, plus your rosemary. The 5 uniques for 8 points. There we go. Nicely done. Nicely done there. Okie doke. Now we're drawing some cards. First card. Oh, look, it's sage. Would you like sage to go in the community garden or into your private garden? Sage. I haven't really got to cook with sage. I've only had it been the like incense kind of thing. All right, Yakmanda's saying community garden. If anyone else concurs, go ahead and plop that into the chat. If not, then I'm going to go with Yakmanda. If anybody has any detests, I'm going to plop it over here in the community. All right, Jaybird concurs. It's going in community. So now you all, oh my goodness gracious, you all got the twofer, the special. You all got the special twofer, the one I was looking for. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. All right, that's going in your private garden now. Oh, jeepers. Well. How about them apples, huh? Very nicely done. Nice draw. Okay. Well now, do I plant into my glass jar, guaranteeing that I have 3? Good call in the community. I was going to vote on private on the sage, which have handed the biscuit to Jess. Yes, it would have. So good job, Yakmanda and Jaybird, for voting community on that one. Okay, do I wait? Oh gosh, I feel like I should go one more round because I feel like there just has to be another chive. There has to be another chive. If it's not, and this turn goes by with no chive, then the future round I will plant. I just have a feeling the cards have to be stacked up in my favor, right? Ooh, we have some saffron. Look at that. Look at that pretty little card. Saffron. Saffron, you are going to join your friend's sage, into the community garden. And I am going to give myself, oh look, more lavender. Okay. I think that made my decision there, friends. Okie doke. So now again, chat, you have the option. You can pot. Currently, what you can pot is one pair of sage. You can pot the pair of sage from the community garden, or you can pot into your glass jar here with 3 cards, securing this extra 2 bonus points into that glass jar. And remember, like I said, only the special herbs with the bonus points can be planted into the glass jar. So if you want to pot now or forever hold your peace, or drawing some cards. I feel like y'all might need to draw some cards, but that's just me. So talk amongst yourselves, get a little discussion going. And we'll see how it is. Let's see, what do y'all think? Drawing cards. All right. Here we go, friends. Oh, it is another chive. So the cards are against me. You can keep that one as well. Even though you have a chive, it is totally fine. You can keep it. But again, they can only be potted into the glass jar. So I think y'all want to put this in your private garden. Yeah, I'm not even going to give you a second chance to have that option. I kind of already knew that. Ugh, blast it all. So then the community gets a saffron. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Getting some saffron. Okay, I am going to pot this time. So but because that saffron came out, now there are 3 pairs. 3 pairs are nice, friends. 3 pairs are nice because that gives us, can I fan the cards in the community pile? Yes. So sorry, guess or not, I was just collecting them together because they're all the same. So there's only 4 cards here, 2 sage and 2 saffron. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those 3 pairs. I'm going to actually take those 3 pairs and wipe them in, or collect them into my own yellow containers here. So we got these 2 pairs here, the 2 saffron and the 2 sage, and then I'm going to take my 2 lavender here. So I currently have 3 pairs that are going into my yellow container. And there we go. So I finally have caught up a little bit. Now let's see what the cards are bringing me today. Oh, they're bringing me some rosemary. I'll keep rosemary. No, I won't keep rosemary. I will put rosemary into the community garden. And then for my private garden, ooh, give myself some more tarragon. Okie doke. All right, friends, chat, it is your turn now. So you currently have 2 chive cards and 1 lavender. You can pot it into your glass jar right now because the maximum card number you can have in the glass jar is 3 cards. Or you can continue to press your luck. Maybe grab this rosemary to pot with your 2 chive cards, I don't know, or just draw. It is your option. It is your option. Ugh. You know, I have to look in here. So the herb cards, there are only 3 of a kind. 3 of a kind in the herb cards. 3 of each kind, I should say. So since y'all have 2 of the chive, I really don't think I really don't think there's going to be another chive coming out. There can be another time and there can be another mint. So you all have the opportunity of possibly getting a third card. That's a bonus card. Draw it up, Gus or Not says. Okie doke. No potting for you this round. So we've got some sage. We've got some sage. Community garden or private garden. Community or private. Fan out our pile. Okay, so in the private garden, y'all have 1 lavender and 2 chive. So I'm seeing a community garden. Yakmanda says, toss it in community. They don't want no sage. They don't want no sage. Jaybird is in agreement. All right. So you all tossing in the sage with the rosemary. And you get a rosemary. Da, 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 da. So there you go, friends. Okie doke. My turn. I don't think I'm going to get a second chive. So I'm going to take these 3 cards and plant them into my glass jar. Such a pain, but knowing that y'all have 2 of those chive cards, I don't see my odds working in my favor for this. So here we go, drawing it up. It's a tarragon. I've already planted my pears, but there's currently uniques out on the table. So I think I'm going to keep it because I think I'm going to go for all of one kind here, try to build up for my blue pot here. The end game trigger, Yakmanda, is when this deck runs out and then it goes around until no one else can pot anymore. So if you've potted in all 4 containers, then your game ends and play keeps going until people can no longer pot. So I am keeping that tarragon and I am giving community another rosemary. So here we go. So now, ooh, you all have some options now too, friends. So currently you have 1 lavender, 2 chive, and a rosemary. There are 2 more rosemary here. So, but, oh, you've already planted, you haven't planted in your pears yet. So currently that would only be 1 pear. So never mind. I thought I saw something different, but never mind. Okay. But you could choose to just do a pear and throw it in your yellow container or draw. How many cards are in the draw deck? Well, Jaybird, let us see. 63 and 9 is 72 minus 24. So let's do some math. 52, 48. So 48 cards. I'm counting just over 20, 21, maybe 22 cards left here. But like I said, there are 24 cards out of the deck that are in the box. So I'm thinking y'all probably want to draw, or you can go ahead and plant your 3 cards into your glass jar. It is up to y'all what you would like to do. Draw. Okay, Jaybird's saying draw. How about everyone else? Are y'all good with drawing? I think y'all are going to be good with drawing here. I think your odds are pretty good. Okie doke. Sounds good. All right, we got a tarragon, friends. Would you like to toss the tarragon? Toss the tarragon into the community pile or into your own private garden. And there's no limit for cards, friends, in your private garden or your community garden. I don't know if I mentioned that, but there's no limit there. Maybe keep it. Yeah, y'all know that I want the tarragon. So maybe put it in your private garden, not toss it in community. But it is totally up to y'all. There could be another special. That is true. There could be another special. So I know this is difficult, right? This is the tough choice. Do you throw it at the community? Press the luck for special. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, friends. I'm going to toss it over here. See what y'all get in your private garden, and you get some saffron. It's okay. It's a pretty herb. It's a pretty herb. There you go. There you go. So now, ooh, womp womp. I know, friends. That was hard. Okay. I am going to take this tarragon. Thank you very much. I have 3 tarragon now. So I'm going to place the tarragon into my blue, which is all the same kind. Flippity flip, flippity gibbets. And then I'm gonna draw. Compensation is a pretty herb. Yes. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So we've got some rosemary. Rosemary, which I know y'all probably want for some pears going on here. But I will keep it because that'll help me with some uniques. And then what am I giving? Ooh, I'm giving the community some bay. Some bay there. Helps in this game. Yes. Okie doke. So that concludes my turn. I drew a rosemary, placed it in my private garden, and then I gave some bay to the community. So now it is the chat's turn. Would you all like to pot something or draw for some special? You're kind of in the same boat. There's not really anything that's increased except for getting some more things. So I'm assuming y'all probably want to draw, but I don't want to speak for y'all. You've been so kind and texting in this chat, so guess we're not saying draw. Draw. Okie doke. That's what I'm gonna do, friends. Here we go. First off, we got another bay. Down by the bay. That's not how the song goes, but I can't sing it on Twitch. Why change now exactly? Okay. Would you like the bay to go in the community, or would you all like to keep it? If you decide to keep it, it would prevent me from getting another unique card. Community garden. Okay. Pretty sure down by the bay is in public domain. I'm not sure, but you could be right, Yakmanda. Okay, Jaybird's saying community, 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 community. All right, community it is. And you all get, oh, bay really just wanted to go to your garden, friends. So you've got some bay now. All right, I will spread these out just slightly so y'all can see a little bit better there. Got some rosemary, got some saffron, and some bay. You get a bay, and you get a bay. Okay, now my turn. So currently for the uniques, I would have 1, 2, 3, only 3 unique cards, which is not a whole lot. So I think I'm going to draw and give myself, ooh, a lavender. I will keep a lavender. Bay, yes. Oh, geez. Love it. I love it, friends. I love it. Okay, so I'm keeping that lavender for myself. And oh, look. What do you know? Bay. Man, I should have gone in on the Bay game. It would have had so many Bay cards. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so there are currently 3 Bay in here, and sage, and some rosemary. So now it is the turn. And if you were curious, it says the collection for the pairs, each pair must be different from others. So unfortunately, you can't have 2 pairs of Bay or 2 pairs of rosemary, which is only 1 here in this case. I'm double checking the rules right now, and that's what I'm reading here. So drowning in Bay, yeah. Are there 2 sages or just 1? I believe there's just 1 sage here. Yes. So we've got 2 rosemary in the community garden, 1 sage, and 3 Bay. So I'm thinking y'all want to draw before you pot. So looks like we're drawn, partner. Oh my goodness gracious. There's some time. You all waited for the special, and there it is. So I'm not even gonna ask. I'm just gonna place it here. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna place it there. And yeah, private garden. That's what I figured, Jaybird. That's what I figured. And the community gets some saffron here. Very nice. Very nice. Holy smokes. So then on your next turn, friends, I recommend potting into your glass jar with the 3 specials. Okay, so you all get those bonus points in addition. Just saying. All right, what am I gonna do? I need uniques. So currently I have 2 uniques in my private garden. That would be 3, 4, 5 uniques. That is actually pretty great. It showed up just in time. Oh, Justin. Oh man. Perfect puns. I love it. I love these puns. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Do I think, and the amount of cards there are is going to be another one. Oh, jeepers creepers. Ah, okay. Yes, I have to do this. Okay, so I'm drawing a lavender. Dang it. I don't want lavender. So lavender, you're joining your friends in the community. And oh yes, I am getting some dill. Dill came at the beginning and dill is closing out in the end. All right, so that's my turn. I donated some lavender to the community, and I'm keeping dill as my private garden. So now chat, it is your turn. I'm thinking you all want to pot your specials into your glass jar. Yes, Yakmanda is in agreement with me on that. Pot the special. Your other options are your pairs. So currently there would be 1 pair, 2 pairs, and you can grab that saffron for 3 pairs if you decided to do that. So yeah, Jaybird, you're asking, so that would currently give you 3 pairs. If you got the rosemary, the bay, and the saffron. So 3 pairs would give you 12 points. if you potted your herbs, your glass jar herbs, that would give you 6 points for those 3, plus the additional bonuses on there. So you would get 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 2 more is 13. So if you decided to plant your special herbs now, you would have 13 points. Or if you wanted to plant pears, it would give you 12. So, oh, and the lavender. Yes, Gus or not, you are correct. So 4 pears would give you 14 points. Sorry about that. Yes. All right, so you all are doing the pears. You all are doing the pears and smoking me out of my thing. So, okay, would you like to take the, so I know you want to take the lavender for 1 pear, so I'm doing this first. And the saffron for your 2nd pear. And your bay for this 3rd pear. And then for the sorry, I should not assume. Do you want to keep these bay and rosemary in your private garden, or do you want to take from the community garden? There really is no benefit in keeping the ones from your private garden, because now all you do is plant your specials in here. So there's really no reason to keep them. Yeah, so I'm just going to give you all from here, just because there really is no benefit for you keeping those other ones, because you already know these next 3 are going to go into your glass jar. So, okay, we've got 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 4 pairs into your pots here. Very nicely done. And now y'all get to draw. Is there a penalty? No, there are no penalties for extra herbs. It just keeps going around until you can plant anymore. So, yep, no penalties whatsoever. So, all right, we've got tarragon. Would you like that to go into the private garden or into the community garden? Come on, time. Yeah. So, yes, so we've got either private garden or community garden. Keep it. Of course you want to keep it. Gus or not, it's like you've played this game before. All right. And then the community garden will get a saffron. So, okie doke. Now, let's see. Now it is my turn. So I currently have 3 here, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 uniques. That is pretty awesome. I don't think I'm going to get a 7th. So I'm going to pot first. So I'm going to take these 3 plus a saffron, a bay, a sage. So I have 6 unique now. Yep, and that is going into these wooden boxes. And that concludes here. So I will just draw just to start my turn. Oh, look, it's a mint. What am I going to do? I am going to keep it from you, cheeky monkeys, because I don't want you to get that herby biscuit. And the community garden gets some saffron. So now you all can pot if you choose to, which I think you want to. Pot it up for your last one, and that will conclude the game. Pot the specials, says Jaybird. Potting the specials. Okay, so you're potting the specials here. And it really doesn't matter because we've all potted all of our things. How do you get the biscuit? So the way you get a biscuit, Yakmanda, is if you pot specials of 1, 2, and 3. So if you got a mint, a chive, and thyme as the 3 cards in your glass jar, then you get the herb biscuit. So there you go. All right, so that concludes our game because we've all potted in all of our cards here. So the way we count score, and this is how I do the scores. I look at the pot, look at how many cards are in each, and then I kind of line them up so you can see. So there are 3 cards here in your all uniques. So that will give you all 10 points. And I'm just going to discard this here. So you all get 10 points there. In the uniques, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uniques. 5 uniques gives you 8 points. Gives you 8 points there. In the pairs, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, which gives you 14 points. That one was very nice. Very nice here. 14 points. And then for your herby biscuit, not herby biscuit, you have 3 cards for 6 points plus your additional specials. So that is 13 points there. And I will move these out of the way there. So you all have a grand total. Let's see what we've got. Grand total. So we got 13 here plus 6 is 19 plus a 14 is 29, 33 plus an additional 10 is 43. That's pretty good for your first time playing against moi. So 43 for the chat. Here I've got 3 cards for 10. In my dill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unique cards for 12. That's 22. 22 here. Here, I'll move this one up here so y'all can see it a little bit better. There you go. There we go. Okie doke. So I got 22 there. In my pairs, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs for 12 points. So 22 and 12 is 34. And then I should flip these over here so they can look all nice and pretty. All nice and pretty. All nice and pretty. All right, and then in my special, I've got 3 cards for 6 points plus an additional 10. So additional 4, which is 10 more points here. So 10 plus 12 is 22, plus 12 is 34, plus that is 44. Oh my goodness. What did I say y'all had? 43, 44? Let's see. 10 plus 6 is 16, plus 12 is 28, plus 13, 38, 39, 40, 42. Ah, wow, such a close game. Such a close game. Wow, good job, everyone. That was super close. And that's the two-player game for Herbaceous. And now I'm going to play. Yeah, good game, chat. That was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So now I'm going to set up for a solo mode game. I'm going to bring back all of the cards. And then I'll show you the differences that are going to be in solo mode versus a two-player game, or multiplayer game, I should say. Multiplayer game. So I'm gonna do this here. My herby biscuit, moving this out of the way so you can see. What do you all think of this game? I know, Jaybird, you haven't, I don't know if you said you had played this game or you hadn't played this game. Curious to hear your thoughts, whether or not you liked it or not. It can get a little cutthroat because everything is open information. So even though I was playing with all the cards face up, that is how you play in the real game. Yeah, for some of you all that were new to this game too, I'm curious how you liked it. I will slide these up just a little bit here. So this solo variant is interesting because it gives you a point total to have you watch to rate how well you do in the game. So the score is if you score 57 points. Oh, sorry, Streamlabs is a little finicky with the paragraphs. All right, Yakmanda, have a good evening. Had not played before. Enjoy the balance of pressing your luck or banking on points. I would be saying puns the whole time with the herb names. Yes. Okay. So yeah, sorry, Streamlabs is being a little lengthy here, like I don't know, limiting text characters. But it sounds like you enjoyed it. So thank you. Just ignore Streamlabs. I'm still working out some of the kinks on it so I don't get spammed. But okay, cool, yes. So in this game, for the solo mode, you are going to be eliminating half the deck when you're playing. So I am going to take out half the deck in this. I'm going to move these down here so y'all can see. So I'm doing some shuffling. Doing some extra shuffling here. So I am removing 36 cards from the deck. So here we go. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, friends, so that's 36 cards from the deck. So then you set up the draw pile. So you've got here, you've got your draw pile, then you have a discard pile. So you place 1 in the discard pile, then you place 2, which are community, to start with. So these are our community garden. And then I place 3 as my private garden. So I'm going to do this here. So 3 in my private garden. Now the way the solo mode works, ooh, I've got another bay. So I'm going to do bay like this. Okay. So the way solo mode works is you're drawing 3 cards at a time, and you decide the 3 areas you want to place them in, either in the community garden, in your private garden, or in the discard pile. All right. So, and then you also have to do your plant stages. You do the potting stage same after the first round. So the first round, you're always drawing cards. And then the second consecutive turns, you have the option of either potting first and then drawing cards. So right now, currently, I have 1 saffron and 2 bay. The community garden up here has a dill and a rosemary, and we have discarded a sage. I'm going to put the sage sideways so y'all know this is a discard. Okay. So I need to draw 1 at a time. It's still the same. You do 1 at a time and decide where you want to place it. So first, I've got a lavender. Do I want to place it in community, in my private garden, or in the discard? So right now I see out here, if I'm including the community garden, I see out here 5 uniques. So I might decide to put that into the community garden just to be on the safe side. However, one thing I have to remember, okay. Once the community garden reaches up to 5 cards, it gets discarded. So if there's a 5th card placed in the community garden, all 5 cards get discarded. So that's something to be aware of too. So right now I'm placing it in the community garden. I'm kind of hedging my bets. I think I'm okay placing it here for now. And then I draw a 2nd card, and now I decide, do I want to place this in my private garden, or do I want to place it in the discard pile? Wow. So I think this is okay. I'm going to keep it. Do I want to keep it? Yes, I will keep it. Okay, I will keep it with, yeah, because I will have pairs now. For your private garden, there are no limits in your private garden. But there are limits in the community garden. So now the 3rd card that I draw will be going into the discard. So I am discarding some tarragon. That's a bummer. Okay, so that is round 1. So now I have the option if I want to pot something. So currently there are 2 pairs out, but I think I can go more. So I'm not going to pot anything this round, plant anything in the containers. I'm going to wait and see what I get. So here we go. First card is a dill. I think I want to keep that, because if I place it in the community now, there could be a possibility of it getting erased later. So I'm going to keep the dill and now choose if I'm going to place, where I'm going to place the next ones here. All right. Oh, okay. So now we got chive. I don't want to discard it, so I'm going to place chive here in community and see, slide these down just a skosh. So I've placed in my private garden, I've placed in the community garden, and so now this one is getting discarded, and we are discarding bay. Okay. Now I feel like I should grab something because of knowing that the cards will be wiped in this turn from the community garden. So I'm going to take these pairs. So I see a pair of bay that I have here. I also can get a pair of lavender and a pair of dill. So that's what I'm going to do. Before I draw cards, I'm going to take 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs here, and they are going into my yellow pots. So now I've kind of given myself a little bit of buffer room in the community garden. And this is my private garden here. So I'm going to draw. Ooh, we've got mint. I'm going to keep the mint in my private garden here. Drawing my second card. Second card is rosemary. Rosemary, I don't have any use for it right now because unless I want to keep it for uniques. But I can't place it in my private garden because I've already placed in my private garden. So the only other option is placing it into the community garden or discarding it. I'm going to discard it and see what happens. And then this is going to the community garden, which is dill. Okay. So you've got rosemary, chive, and dill. Now, I could think about doing the, I could think about drawing one more time, possibly getting another special, or I could see about potting into my glass jar. Because the timer is also the same on this game as well. When the deck gets exhausted, then players have chances to go through one more time to pot if they can. So I'm going to do one more drawing round and see what I get. So, okay, we've got bay. I'm going to put bay up here because I know we've discarded a bay. Then secondly, a saffron. Ooh. Oh, goodness. I think I'm going to discard saffron because I really want a special in my private garden. No, I got another bay. Okay. So now I'm at a crossroads here again, because once the 5th herb gets placed, then in the community garden, then it all gets wiped. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chive and this mint, and I'll just toss in a bay just for safekeeping and pot it into my glass jars. Giving myself a little more space. I am playing this a little bit on the safe side, but I kind of just want you to go through a round so you can kind of see a few rounds so y'all can see how this plays. Okay, so we've got some dill. I will keep the dill. Maybe get some uniques here. And some bay. Holy smokes. Oof. All right, bay. And then we will discard some rosemary. All right, not terrible, not terrible. Okie doke. Do I want to pot anything this round? I don't believe so. Right now, I only see 4 uniques out. I could try to get a 5th unique. Oh, however, those will all get wiped. Yeah, those will all get wiped. Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. Okay, so first one is a saffron. I will keep that. Saffron. Second, ooh, a sage. So that automatically wipes all these into the discard pile. And then the last to go into a discard pile is another dill. Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, but I've got a couple saffrons and a dill. And I need some uniques here, so here we go. First off is some lavender. I'll put lavender in the community over here. Next, you've got some tarragon. I will keep the tarragon because that's a different herb altogether. And then I'm going to discard another lavender. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad there. Let's go again, huh? See if we can build up some more. I'm not going to pot anything this time, even though there are 1, 2, 3, 4 uniques out there. I'm going to see if I can get a 5th one. We've got some sage. All right. And another saffron. I will discard that. Saffron, or no, I will keep it because I need all the same kind. And I'm going to discard a rosemary blast. Okay. Okay. So I've got 3 uniques now in saffron. That's pretty good. Or I could have 5, or sorry, not 3 uniques, 3 of a kind, excuse me, 3 of a kind, or 5 uniques. So let's see. 5 uniques. Oh, goodness me. Oh, goodness me. Okay. Yeah, let's go one more. Let's go one more. Why not? Gotta grab dinner. Have a good evening. Thanks, Jaybird. Good to see you. Hope your evening is great as well. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, we've got a mint, but it doesn't, I can't pot it in here because I've already potted in my glass jar. So that's going in the discard. Awesome. Then I've got some tarragon. Okay, tarragon I'll just place up here, and in my private garden I've got another tarragon. Okay, so I see I've got 3, I've only got 5 uniques here, so I think I'm going to pot with the uniques. I'm going to take these 3 up here, the dill and the saffron, so that's 5 unique, planting it in these wooden boxes here. And now I'm going to see what this does. So, oh, we have time. Holy smokes. I did not wait. I did not wait. I was too eager to plant in my glass jar, and I could have got the herb biscuit. Such a shame. And then some rosemary. All right. So now, since the cards are exhausted, I can pot one last time if I've got enough. So I've only got the pears here. Really doesn't matter to pot in this one. And so now I add up the points. So in my all of the same kind, I only got 2 cards in here. So that is 6 points for that. Turn those over here. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in the uniques for 8 points. Then in my pairs, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards for 12 points. And then for my glass jar, I have the 3 cards for 6 points, plus an additional 3 points, so that is 9 there. So I've got 9 plus 12 is 21, plus 6 is 27, plus an 8 is 35. Yes, 35. So at 35, it says I am a fledgling grower. It is not 57 or above. This is not my best game on here. But that's how you would do the solo mode. So it's pretty straightforward. Just drawing up the 3 cards, either putting it in your community garden or your solo or your private garden or in the discard pile. And knowing that they also say if you want an additional challenge to play it again with the second half of the cards that you didn't play with, and then combine your two scores together and see what you get. So see what that does there. So that's going to be during setup, and add these two scores together. All right, so 35. I don't know if I've ever broke 40 points in playing this game. Yeah, it's pretty it's a fun challenge, I have to say. I do like it. They also kickstarted some flavor pack cards, which are really, really neat to play with. So you set up everything, you shuffle. There's 3 of the flavor cards here. You shuffle up 3 of the cards, draw 2 of them to face down, and 1 of them will not be in the game. Then you put the you slide the cards into one of the halves of the deck, and then you place the other half on top, resembling the deck, and place it down. So you have 3 of the flavor cards, you shuffle them in the deck, and then you have 2 out of the 3, that you shuffle in the deck and that you can play during the game. So first we have got, let me move these out of the way. First we've got cinnamon here. And cinnamon says you can exchange 1 herb from your private garden with 1 herb from the community garden. So when that happens, all players get to do that on their turn. Then you discard. So when this card comes out of the draw pile, that triggers for all players, but it does not count as drawing an herb. So you'll still take your regular action of drawing herbs and placing them into your garden. But if this one comes out, then it pauses your turn and everyone gets to take that action. Then we have the star anise, which is put 1 regular herb from your private garden into any container following the normal restrictions. This does not count as potting. So this can help you in adding to your one of your pots that you've already done. So that's kind of nice. It helps additional if you need to grab some more of uniques or maybe some more of the similar kinds. And then finally, we've got the peppercorn. The peppercorn says, take 1 herb from a private garden of the player on your left. After all have taken the card, then you add it to your private garden. So everyone can do this one. So all of these can all be done by all players. So that's kind of interesting to kind of a little bit changing up of the gameplay. I like these. These are Kickstarters. They add a little extra flavor, hence the flavor cards on there. But I'm going to go back to the top here and say thank you all for joining me on this lovely stream of playing Herbaceous. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to be on Friday playing some One Deck Dungeon again. I think I've got a good strategy now to play. I'm going to be starting a little bit later on my stream, but keep an eye out on the socials, and I will be posting when that will happen so you all can kind of see everything that's going on with us. Thank you all for the chat, for the fun, festiveness. I hope you enjoyed the festivities behind me here. It has definitely been a wonderful stream with you all. So let's see, we've got, I think we're all doing all right. So here we go. I'm going to say good night to everybody, or good evening. Yes, good evening. Yeah, because I know for some of you it might be early morning too, but I'll just say good happy hour for all of you. Thanks for joining me, and I will catch you next time. Bye.